Hi.
Hey
Nice.
there, hi there, ho there, all you dorks out there in Dorkland. Let me let me turn my volume up. Turn up the volume, Grams. Jeez, OP, freaking dork. Good lord. What the? What the? What? What's that noise going on? Is that
I
me?
don't know. No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Is
That's
it
me. Hey,
balls looking under the table?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dork Table. And here's Grammy.
Yeah. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell.
No, you're fucking off your nut. There's no little about
I,
the state of your
I
well-being.
I'm slightly demented or dementor or whatever the hell. No, I'm not a dementor because I'm not one of them spooky things in a sheet that hovers over you and sucks all the joy out of your life. I'm one of
No,
those
but
that I
you
hover over and you go, you will laugh and you will like it.
you would qualify as a controlled substance in 52 states.
Oh, holy shit.
Hmm.
Somebody seems to think they can control me. Good luck with that.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. They're gonna start calling Speed Mary.
Speed, Speed Mary. You know, kind of like Speed Racer. I remember that cartoon.
No, kind of like replacing the term speed with the name Mary.
Oh, God.
You're going to have a monopoly of marijuana, and
Oh.
then you'll have Mary. We'll find something for heroin too.
We'll figure something out, won't we?
No, I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, I
So,
know you are.
okay, you ready now? You want to kick this crap off?
Yeah, can I read my blog that I was gonna read the other day
Oh,
and then was gonna read the other day and then was gonna and
do
shit
that.
just kept happening.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks. No, you do whatever you want here. I interrupt you when I get bored, so your job is to not bore me. I know.
Well,
Oh, it's a loser. Okay. All
this
right.
could
But
get interesting.
are you talking about this your latest blog?
Yeah,
The
my
one
latest blog. I have another one that's kicking around the cobwebs in my brain, but it's not ready yet. It's not. It
could
doesn't flow yet.
I
But this one
I
just kind of
must
fell out of my head the other day.
I must say you were so exceptionally warm and loving towards your fellows when you wrote this piece.
Well,
I was lifted. I went, wow. Because see, I know I don't do those things, so I knew you weren't talking about me.
oh, so you can sit back and laugh, huh?
Well, I might look the most like one, but I'm the farthest thing from one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's
Well,
a disguise.
here we go.
Take
Citizens
take one.
equals trained monkeys, which we all are. You gotta recognize it. We are such funny, and I don't mean ha ha monkeys. Many of us don't recognize our handlers or even see our cages. We just go about our day, filling in circles. Be sure to stay inside the lines or it won't count and you won't get your little treat. Or we're poking buttons or pulling levers. Or maybe even punching out holes. But be careful with that pointy object. You could put someone's eye out. And when we don't get the results we think we should get, well, we trash the joint, beat up our fellow monkeys, and sling poo everywhere. Then, to top it all off, we expect someone else to clean up the mess. All the while screaming, "We're number one! We're number one!" Silly monkeys. Most of you don't want to know your handlers are watching and laughing. You're comfortable in your not so invisible cage. This is how it's always been done, and heaven forbid another monkey starts rattling that cage. You may not get your daily ration of rotting bananas, and whoo, never mind that the other monkey is showing you where the fresh bananas are. You may even be able to see that there are plenty for everyone. No more need to run and tussle and fight for the rotting ones. All you need to do is break out of your cage. But oh, that's too much to ask. You're comfortable here. This is how it's always been. So you monkey pile on the other monkey. You destroy them. And then claim, or then calmly go back to eating your rotten bananas. all the while thinking that monkey was a troublemaker. They were trying to mess up our system. They got what was coming to them. Had to be done for the good of us all and for the children. Meanwhile, the handlers are watching, putting a check mark on their clipboard, and turn to walk away, grinning from ear to ear. That was my little epiphany that I had the other day. And
Yay!
yay!
No, that
And
was really good. I really enjoyed reading it too the other day.
well, and today while I was out pulling weeds in the garden, I was contemplating the other one that's kind of running around in my brain, and
Well,
got to thinking, holy crap and all, everybody keeps saying that the string pullers are behind a curtain. The string pullers are hiding behind. They are the hidden government behind the monkeys up at the podium, all this other fun stuff. And I had this lovely little Acme light bulb moment out there in the garden, and I thought, the string pullers aren't hiding. They're the
no, they're
organ grinder.
misdirecting.
Yeah, well,
They're lying.
yeah,
No, they're lying. It's
but
all bullshit in the
yeah,
end. So
but
they're
see,
just telling stories.
they're the organ grinders. They're
Right.
playing
Well,
that music. And the little monkeys are over there dancing. And we're sitting here watching that monkey dance. And we see an organ grinder over on the other side of the street. And we see his monkey dancing. And we point over at them and say, those are bad. Those people are stupid. Look at them. They're just watching that monkey dance over there. All the while, those on the other side of the street are watching us over here watch this monkey dance. None of us are making that connection, or very few of us are making the connection that we're all just sitting here watching an organ grinder make a monkey dance, giving money to the little monkey in that little tin cup that the monkey takes it over to the organ grinder. And then we also look at the other morons across the street and point at them and go, look at those morons, not realizing we're just as big a morons because, hey, which one's the bigger moron? The one that's dancing around like a little monkey, or the monkey that's watching the monkey dance around?
the answer is obvious.
They're all morons.
Like I said, the answer was obvious. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, I don't know. I kind of felt like you were talking to me, so I felt like answering you.
yeah, yeah.
Continue. No, you're
No,
doing good.
I just,
I can
woo,
see the steam coming out your ears.
it just
You
makes
don't
me
need one of
nuts sometimes.
you don't need one of those generator bicycles. You need to figure out a way to energize that anger and use it to power your house.
But it's not really anger. It's more of a frustration. Anger
Okay,
anger
it's
is
not.
when I go out and want to beat the shit out of something, but this is just
All right,
frustration.
but all right. I would equate anger to slapping the stupid out of somebody is an act of anger because it's virtually impossible. They're already stupid. Hitting them is going to probably end badly. So, but your tone and the topic, wow.
Well,
Just my humble opinion. Come on, Mary. You know me. I got to argue with you about something, or I get bored and fall asleep.
well, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I don't know
Well,
that.
as good as we get along, for the most part, our opinions really differ on some technicalities. You know?
Isn't that funny? It's like my mom
Yeah.
and her youngest brother. They will sit there. They both read the same books,
Yep.
both do the same kind of stuff, yet they both come to completely opposite conclusions after it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
We do
like,
that. Yeah.
wow.
Well, but the lesson I learned from dealing with you is both of us are liable to change our mind if we're given different information later. And, because that's where you're at now. And try not to hold people that are accountable to that level. If that's what you believe today, arguing about it ain't going to change anything. So we just kind of calmly talk about stuff. But change sometimes takes months for a topic to change, for your opinion to change about something. So I've never rushed you or gotten expectations, but I wait. And some things you've never changed on, and just let it go.
Well, that's because I'm really comfortable in that zone yet. Once I get to the point where I'm no longer comfortable in that zone, then I will
Mm.
step out of it. But, that's what everybody does.
Well,
Some
you
people,
work with the public, right? As a
yeah.
profession, right? So you know about that chameleon thing you have to do to survive the business world. And you've managed to take it here too to the radio as well. I think you do real good.
Oh, well, thank you, dear.
Until but I've gotten to know you, so when a topic gets up under your last nerve,
Yeah,
you
and then
know
starts
that
bouncing around on it.
boy, and then you get onto some of those, and I can understand what you're saying, but I don't think that there's an answer that we can all agree. See, here's my problem with the whole thing, is we're all divided into groups. Then we have countries, then we have languages, and then we have, at the very least, a gender split. Well, now they've got that one better. You went off about the 28 different kinds of
30,
sexes.
33 different, yeah.
Oh, I quit listening at 28 and went back to sleep.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit. I mean, and
Can you?
I felt like
Yeah,
Perry Mason, going asked and answered. Because, like,
what?
really,
Yeah.
seriously,
What kind of people think of this shit?
people that have absolutely nothing else running around inside their head. Or,
There's a there's a government office where people are sitting around identifying genders, and you only have two. I don't care what you call anybody. You only got two fucking genders. You can't be both at the same time. Pick one.
see, and I see this person as a cubicle boy, or someone that, or cubicle girl, however,
I
but
don't
but
know.
they've
I don't
got
give a fuck.
glasses with tape over the nose, and
Yeah, that's a dork.
no, 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 no. This this person is not a dork, or if they are, they have gone to the dark side of Dorkville, but um, this person, yeah, oh sure, they have the pocket protector. Which why you've got a frickin' stylus. You don't have ink pens that are gonna leak. It's just a frickin' stylus, monkey boy. But
Wow.
you know, these people, they sit down in these little cubicles
Mhm.
down in the nether regions of the building, where you got the plumbing and the heating ductwork and all that shit going over the top of their head, and they're looking at all of the old musty dusty boxes piled around them, and they're like, who can I fuck with today?
Wow.
That's
Well,
what I see.
I understand that. I understand it completely because that's where I started from. But where I'm at now is not that. And
Mm.
not that the government is any different. I mean, governments all suck. For all of you crazy fucking people that think I married Circle because she's Danish, I married her in spite of her being Danish. I wasn't all about that. She's hard to understand sometimes. But, you know, it's just the way things went, and she won't go to America. So here we go. And God, I really like it here. It's just, it's a nice, peaceful little place to live. It would be like Texas or North Carolina or any other place I ever lived where there weren't a lot of people. There you go.
Kind of like out in my neck of the woods. There's maybe
Exactly. Or
between
where Vince
50
is
and
at.
100
Yeah.
people where
Yeah.
I live,
Yeah. Or where Vince is at out in the,
out in the
Arkansas,
sticks.
out on, yeah, something like that. Or maybe Pancakes. He went to New Mexico. And Grimner, he's outside Albuquerque. I would assume somewhere around it. But that's a
Um,
pretty big area. I mean, as far as like it's like LA, it's spread out for a while.
I think Grimmy's kind of a ways from Albuquerque, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. He's in New Mexico. I do know that, somewhere in there. But yeah, I don't know. People are just wow. Hello, that was loud.
Mm, I'm
People are
sorry,
just
did I
funny.
cough?
No, I had a ding. I don't know. Did you
You're
go ding ding ding? Because
not this time.
my computer did.
I don't no, that was no, that's I wish I could make computers ding when I wanted to.
I'd like to ding somebody sometimes, but hey,
Really? Mary. Wow.
I have urges. I have needs.
Oh, is that what? Oh, wow. And all this time I thought that was sexual innuendo. It's about slapping somebody's face off. Well, oh, well, you live and learn. But, life is an experience, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's like what do you call it? Like an experience. And people live it like it's a requirement. And wow, they just make me cry.
Oh, thanks, Moosey. Yeah, I was thinking he was a ways from there. So yeah, Grimmy's
Yeah,
kind of
well,
Booneyville.
yeah, right. But Albuquerque is a pretty big, sprawling. It's a flatland, so it's not tiny. But 45 minutes away is a nice little ride. You
Yeah.
know, I could appreciate that. But as far as the city goes, I'm cured. Copenhagen cured me of cities. Last time I'm ever going to live in a city. Done with cities.
See, and I'm so far out in the boonies, it takes me
Yeah.
10 minutes to get to the little bitty burg where I work that
Mhm.
has 2,100 souls in it. And then, in order to go shopping at some place besides a little local grocery store or something, I got to go another 20 minutes from that, or another hour and a half. So yeah,
Uh,
I'm out in the sticks, and
right,
I
but here,
like it out
okay,
here.
right, right. But see, we're older people, and we've enjoyed the fruits of our youth already. But the young, no matter where you're at, there's how I say water seeks its own level.
Yeah.
And I have this way of just the kids that are local that are wanting to get out of being local. I can spot them out of the whole group. Some of them are going to stay here, and some of them are going to leave. Because they want to go do the city and go to this school or go to that this and whatnot. They got plans like I once had.
The only other people on this block where I live are actually moving into town because, well, number one, um, their place got hit by lightning the other day in one of the many storms that rolled through here last week, and took out everything on the east side of their house. I'm the house is still there, and
Wow.
but anything electrical on the east side of the house is totally
Mm.
fried. So like their fridge, their freezer, um,
Yeah.
the
Ouch.
the heating
Terrible.
system and the AC, all of it. And they've got a little bitty baby, and well, that baby, I think their little boy is like 9 months old, and now she's pregnant again. So it's like,
Well,
dude, do you
tell
guys know what?
those tell them that Bill Gates will pay them $900 to eat his bananas.
Ooh,
That's what Ball Z said before
I see
earlier.
that. I see
And
that.
it just fit into your diatribe about your neighbor's disaster. And I thought, well, there's a beginning. I can't help, so my help is eat Bill Gates $900 bananas.
No
Ta-da.
thanks. No thanks.
What? Hervod? What? Why would you not eat the wonderful Bill Gates $900 bananas?
Because, there's just some things I just won't do. And I know it shocks you,
Mm,
but Bill Gates and bananas in the same sentence, it's like,
mm.
ew, just not going to go there.
What am I missing? Okay, you realize I've lived without television and whatever, and I don't even know what the newspaper says because I don't read it because can't read it. So the only news I get is the internet. Seems to be enough. I figure if it's really important, I'll see the smoke in the air.
Yeah, well, good old Billy. There's something about people named Bill. Have you noticed that? I have.
No.
Um, Most of the Bills that I know are really kind of dickweed heads.
Ah. Okay.
But, yeah,
I
I
would say
just,
define that, but I think I got the idea.
yeah, you get the gist.
Oh no, I'll stick with idea. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for trying to upgrade me to that, but no, I'll stay stupid and just go, yeah, I get the point. Hey,
Ew.
wait, no, point still sounds bad too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
I
does.
have to reevaluate my answer. I'll get back to you on this one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Bill Gates, is he involved in the GMO shit with Monsanto or something? Is that what
Yeah.
this banana thing's about? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's involved in that and the vaccines because,
Yeah. Uh,
oh, we must
Vax.
vaccinate everyone and we must do this and we must do that, and that every time I see that kind of shit, the same little limerick comes back to my mind from when I was a child. And, I must develop my bust bit by bit, develop you ever hear that one?
Oh no. I'm I'm innocent. I lived in a bubble for 50 years in America, and I never saw anything happen that wasn't good or nice.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right. Okay, Truman.
Well, I don't I don't know. All this stuff that all the horrible shit that I read about outweighs the horrible shit that I physically saw, maybe 100 to 1, right?
Uh
And
huh.
I still saw an incredible amount of horrible shit with my own fucking eyes. But the other 99% was just added on by the government and the media and the state, and the other sheep that wanted me to be a sheep and blah, 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 blah. And now I get to hang out with people like you that make fun of the people that make fun of me. So,
Uh,
well, it's the dork turnaround, right? Because wow, there's a lot. The collective intelligence of this little group that we don't really have. I mean, it's like people that show up. You show up. You show up. Sometimes you're there. Sometimes you're not. B hasn't been here in a bit, and all of a sudden, here's B. There she is. Or sometimes, like Moose has been busy with going off to rock fest. Summertime, things are happening, and we're building up our little. It's like what- a comfort zone, maybe.
yeah.
Some people like that you can go listen to a radio talk about absolutely fucking nothing but their opinions about stupid bullshit. And there's no limitation to topic, or there's no censorship, no advertising. That you were bragging about that, right? Or Solveneer was. And I thought, fuck yeah. He was reading his book,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I just kind of listen to it. I don't think I retain much, but it's a nice way to relax before we do this.
Yeah.
And, and he was saying, yeah, he was reminding people you don't have to listen to advertising when you got on this free radio. And I went, wow, that's true. Because I forget. I don't deal with advertising. I haven't for a long time. And I forget what a gift it is to be free of that chain of advertising in your face all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually when I was out at the grandbabies, they had turned the TV on for something or other, and there was commercials on, and I reached for the button to just zip past the commercial because it's like, really, what the hell? Because the last time
Yeah.
I watched anything with commercials, it was when I still had my DVR crap, which was
Hmm.
a couple years ago, and I would just zip past the commercials, and wouldn't even watch damn things. Now all I do is, Netflix or YouTube. That's pretty much my any kind of visual entertainment. So,
Okay, now my question to fuck up your Netflix thing,
uh-huh.
because I do the same thing. Okay,
Uh-huh.
but here's the question I got about all this stuff. Right,
Uh-huh.
we're still plugged in. Okay,
Yeah.
so the powers that be, as you like to call them, blah 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 blah. But how do you even? I don't even know where to how to explain this. So I'm just giving it a shot. If it doesn't make sense real fast, say something. But the way that we are each taught to interpret information, right? It's taught in a group setting, classroom, right? Blah 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 blah. And I think it's got something to do really important with the way they teach you to read and write in school.
That could be, but did you know that a lot of schools are taking cursive writing out of school?
Yes, I've read that. But when I was a child, my mom and dad taught me to read and write when I was about 4. So when I went to, and I was born in September, so I'm always the youngest kid in my classroom. And when I started in kindergarten, I could already read and write. And the teacher, my mom told me recently that the teacher had bitched her out for doing that, said, well, you've ruined everything with us in 1960, whatever, four.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not because I'm so exceptionally bright and all that horse shit. Just I took to some things. I couldn't tie my shoes until I was 6. My father hated that. Could read, but I couldn't tie my shoelaces. So there's a balance, you know. Life gives you something here, and then it takes something else from you. Because it was all mental in the first place. Couldn't get my hands to do what my brain was telling it to do.
Yeah.
But I had a gift for interpreting other people's stuff real easily. Recognize things like cars. You'd show me a car and to tell me the year, and I could and point at a different colored one, and I'd match them and shit like that. But physically, I was very small, and I had bad hand coordination.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, of course. But the point of the story was that because my mom and dad had done what they did, the school was pissed off about it. And as far as school goes, I was never accepted by the school in the first place from the gate. Any school I ever went to, always the same. Like they had a warning, you know, beware this kid's going to be coming to your school, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, and see
So,
that
yeah.
I think that's just some of that is well, all of it actually is people's interpretation of what they think their job is or what they think their purpose is. And I can't tell someone else what their interpretation needs to be because I'm
Yes, you
not in their
can.
shoes. Well, I'm not in
Well,
their shoes.
no,
I haven't
I didn't say
experienced.
you'd be right. I'm
Oh
interrupting
yeah.
you and saying you could.
Yeah, I
I didn't say
could.
you'd be right doing it. You might be a complete idiot doing it. But, it's that stupid argument we had last week about, well, your rights can too be taken away. Well, no, that's not even the point of what I was talking about. Yeah, how things can escalate from a mental idea to a physical action by one other person's outlook on that nonviolent situation.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying that you can be tricked out of your rights by the government, but the government cannot take them from you. But since the days they wrote that, they've just decided, fuck you, we'll take what we want. And if you got any balls, you'll take them back.
Yeah, but you know what?
And
It's not
what?
really the government that's doing any of that. It is people that are doing that in under the guise of government. It's
How?
not
Well,
it's cuz government isn't real.
well,
It's
I
not
know
real. It's
that,
all
Eric.
well, but there's a lot of people out there that go, "But the government." No,
Okay, yeah,
stop
yeah,
and
yeah,
think about
yeah.
it here. The
I
government is
understand.
not real. That is just this umbrella term that people
Hmm.
go, well, the government did that. No, the government did not do that. Some
Okay.
moron that says, I'm the government, is the one that did that.
So how? All right, now, being as you've been in that horseshit before, as far as activity goes, you know as well as I do from this moment, you cannot fix this damaged tool. It is broken. It was broken since they started using it. It was designed not to work right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we know that, but being angry and bashing doesn't seem to get the new guy that doesn't know the difference interested in the argument. Like your brother was all over you the other night, for last night. I thought, wow, boy, I'm glad he's not mad at me. But that's my interpretation of what I was reading. He's your brother, and you get along with him however you understand it. And you obviously read the jokes in what he was writing. I read other things. And it's just amazing. See, like we were talking about before, we're both looking at the exact same thing, finding a different outcome. But when you start talking about people that fuck with your life in the sense of you're allowed to do this and this and this and this and this, well, who the fuck are you to tell me what I'm allowed to do? I mean, what? Was I dragging my fucking knuckles across the floor when I came in the room? What inspired that in the first place? I mean, I've been in public plenty, and I never stopped to think, I wonder who the murderer in this room is. So, where does all this law and order and write it all down until it's 80,000 pages of bullshit come from?
Yeah, okay, I gotta respond to Moosey here because she's making lots of points, but the point I was trying to make is the only reason that there is such a thing as government is because
Hmm.
we believe it so.
Hmm.
You wish to
Exactly.
change the
Yeah.
world, you
Yeah.
need to change the way you think. And
Hmm.
yes, there are a lot more of us than there are of them, as
Hmm.
in numbers of people that actually work for this government, whatever you want to call it. But the problem is that not only the ones that work under this in imaginary umbrella that we're all mass hallucinating,
Yeah.
um, it's
Yeah.
not only those that work using that as their authority or as their reason for having authority over your life, but also the rest of us accept the fact, quote unquote, that they have authority to tell us what and how to do things simply because of this invisible thing that everybody refers to as government that has authority over you. And yeah,
Hmm.
Larkin Rose is right. It's the belief in authority, but how do you translate that to so many people that are so busy going, but your monkey and your organ grinder is evil.
Yeah.
Mine is
Mine.
good. How do you convince and I have really tried the whole, okay, explain to me. Explain to me how this works, how your way of thinking is totally beneficial, because if you can prove it to me or
Hmm.
even explain it to me in a manner to where I'll go, "Damn, I'm going to have to look into that further." Then I will, then I will actually look into it further. But, you know, then they get all up in your face and go, "Well, you're just stupid. You're just being
Hmm.
hateful. You're racist. You're." It's like, "Really? Seriously?"
Yeah.
So that's how you defend your point of view, is by calling me names. Woo! Which,
Marry a feminist.
I'm not saying I'm any better, because I do call them Trumpelstiltskin and Shrillery or Shitlery or Hitlery or whatever. That I have a bazillion of them. And you know why I have a bazillion of them? Because I have zero respect for either one of them. That's why.
Yeah, that's obvious
So,
to me. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, looking on that, yeah, I see that.
That's
But
true, Moosey. We all still have to play the game to one extent or another, simply because that is the current game. And
okay.
everybody keeps saying, we need to just do shit. We need to do this. We need to do that. And that sounds all well and good and wonderful to just say, fuck it. I'm done with this one. Okay, I'm kicking over
Mm,
the game board. I'm going to go
mm.
over and create a new game. But what's going to happen in the interim? That's what we need to be concerned about, is what's going to happen in the interim. And that's why I know in my heart that the system we've got right now is fucked. I know
Uh,
it is.
okay. Yeah.
And yet, how are we going to get to where we want to go unless we get a massive shift in how people think?
Mm.
Unless we've got to have that phase in there where you phase out of, well, the government will take care of it, to, excuse me, I see a need over there and I see
Well,
someone that will come and help me tend to that need.
I have a suggestion
What's that?
well, as we have done over the few years we've known each other, stuck through this crap, and now we're all on RLM together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all came from different houses in the beginning, and now we've ended up at this house. So I would say find water seeks its own level. Just find your level of comfort with the people that you associate with on a real level, as well as the electric world, whatever the fuck you call this. This is real. It's just, it's not a natural flowing real to me. There's a little drama to it and some freedoms that I wouldn't probably enjoy in person on the internet.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of freedom to go all caps lock on people and call people names and all that fun shit, and you don't have to deal with the instant in your face, as in punch
Oh,
repercussions. But
man, she's saying, you know, they make it difficult to leave the game, and there's no way to leave the game, Moose. No, it's impossible. I mean, if you want to live in the 21st century in the comfort level that we're capable of living, you can't be out of the game. It doesn't work that way.
yes, Moosey, consciousness. That's what I was trying to. That word just wasn't running across my internal video screen for me to
Oh,
read it.
I was okay. I'm sorry, Moose. I was talking about just the physical part of being involved in it, where you're doing commerce and you have neighbors and you have to interact with people and not truly be your honest self because they're too uptight in their life to deal with you. So you kind of play it down and let people go, that kind of thing.
See, and
Yeah.
I do understand the whole being stuck in the game, but once you realize it's a game, you can choose
Mm,
what parts of the
yeah.
game you wish to play in.
Exact. Well,
And
right.
and I
Yeah. Look.
have problems with people, and this is my thing. I have
Well.
problems with people that go, "You should just get unplugged." Really? Okay,
Oh
if it
yeah.
works for
Talking
you,
to you.
great. I'm happy for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I am not at the point where I am ready or
Yeah.
willing to completely unplug. I have
Yeah.
been gradually unplugging myself, but there are parts of this game that I find quite useful that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
use as well. So,
Exactly.
I'm not ready to completely unplug because I'm
Good
using
point.
it the same, maybe not to the extent it's using me, but I
Mm.
understand I'm being used. And I
Well,
am willing to deal with that part in order for me to get a little use right back out of it. So,
well, if you're bringing balance to it, then it's not being used anymore. Then you're getting something for something.
yeah, it's like a barter.
Yeah, quid pro quo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. Being aware of, but this
Oh,
thing has, it's like an octopus. It has.
okay, just oh, wait. Oh, Moosey, I'm going to have to add you. Just a sec.
Okay.
Let me hang you up and then I'll add you to the call.
Okay.
Okay. Resume call.
Some
Okay,
politics.
I put you on hold to add Moosey, and let me add.
Oh,
Yeah, and so
okay.
because I'm
I
like a
know.
dork.
That's all right. Moose.
The moose is
We got
in
her.
the
We
house.
we got her with the politics, man.
I know.
So
Well,
all
she
you
is so
gotta
sharp
do
when
is
it comes
start
to that.
talking about your fucking rights, man, and people want to talk,
Okay,
man.
now I'm trying to add Moosey.
Oh, you know what I say about? Oops. Are we here?
Okay,
No.
I'm trying to add her.
Oh, okay.
Here I
Are
am.
you?
Yay!
Oh,
Yay. How's it
take
going?
the girl. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. I swear.
Yes, he did. I saw him.
They all saw me, but I was in disguise.
Ah.
Yeah, I did what Cartman did. I took all my clothes off, and when everybody turned away to look away, a guy escaped.
So yeah, Grammy, you pay attention or you play the game to a point because you have to, but you don't have to accept it. You don't have to like it. You can speak out about it to people that want to discuss it.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's difficult because I'm more like for me, I'm more I guess evolved is the word. Um,
You're
than
farther
most of
down
my
the
friends.
path, yeah.
Like what?
You're farther down the path.
Right.
I
And so
guess
it's hard. I'm further down the rabbit hole than a lot of people that I hang out with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I just have to discuss it and choose my words carefully. And
Yeah.
it's difficult at times, but I do my best.
Yeah. Well, I know the other day I was talking with one of my coworkers, and then a farmer came in, and he and I got to talking about corn and that kind of stuff, and it was wow. I'm here in ocean. In
Oh,
any case, my coworker had heard me say Monsatan because we're actually working on a pickup for someone that works for Monsatan. And he
Well,
thought that was hilarious as hell. He goes, "Oh my God, that is so appropriate. I'm going to call him that from now on." He'd never heard that term.
oh,
And
really?
and then this farmer had come in and he was getting some parts to fix his pickup and yada yada yada, and we got to jibber jabbering, and Casey had said, "Yes, she calls Monsanto Monsatan," and he goes, "You know they are." And that's when he started explaining how he can't get corn, like seed corn, to plant anymore that is not Roundup ready. You just cannot get it because he's been trying for the last couple of years. And so he said, "Oh yeah, I'd go along with Monsatan as well." So it's like it's kind of funny how some of these people that a couple of years ago you wouldn't get away with saying that shit, but
No.
now, so I'm seeing people getting a little bit of a glimpse, kind of turn the lights are starting to flicker just a skosh. So I think it's
That's
kind of
good.
cool. And out here in the breadbasket, that's what you need. You need people that are,
Right.
starting to see that because they're the ones that are growing the food for you.
Yep.
I mean, this last year on his wheat crop, the farmer, his brother was complaining that their wheat yield wasn't as much as a lot of the other farmers, and that's because this farmer would not treat with Roundup
Good.
um, prior to harvest, which that's where a lot of the people that are glucose intolerant, they're finding out it's not necessarily the glucose intolerant, it's to do
Right.
with spraying with
The
Roundup a couple
glyphosate
weeks.
or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
So he's trying to eat healthy and all this other fun stuff, and he doesn't want that shit on his food. So he
Or in it.
doesn't treat anything with Roundup
Right.
anymore.
Well, it's not only that, it's the GMO, it's the modified seeds and everything too.
Yeah.
And people are starting to realize that that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah, we
but
had a big
yeah,
long discussion because it was like, really seriously, you want to eat something that has been modified to where it can
right,
tolerate poison. And they say, "Oh, that doesn't carry over into the food chain." Excuse me? It
right,
doesn't?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not good. I mean, it's really hard to find good food to eat anymore. Doesn't have something damaging in it.
Yeah,
ouch.
unless you've got, like some kind of heritage seeds or something, which every year when I plant a garden, I always save back seeds. And so I know where my seeds come from. I know what my plants are because I saved seeds from the better plants. So that's just the way I do stuff out here.
That's what
And
my grandma said.
yeah, and there's a lot of farmers that they were getting taken to court and all kinds of shit because you can't do that shit. You can't save seed back. You got to buy seed from us, and farmers were losing. And so
Yeah.
now they don't necessarily say that they're saving it back for seed for the next year, but there's a lot of silos going up out here, a lot of grain storage going up out here on farmers'
Good,
property. They're saving back, and
good,
they're just saying that, "Oh, we don't want to pay the fees that the elevator charges us, so
right.
we will, when the price is where we want to sell it, then we'll bring it in and we'll sell it to the elevator." But yeah, right, we know better than that shit.
What? What was that rant Dork Table approved by our team of specialists?
I
It
don't know,
doesn't
did
have
you
to be.
form
It's
a
the dark
committee?
table.
Yeah, I don't,
Well,
is
but
there
what
a
happened
committee
to?
here?
I mean, but Mary, what happened to the old days in this? The old days before the '80s, before that whole farming deal. That what they did, the government did to the farmers in the '80s. Back in the '70s, when the there were. I mean, I don't know. There was probably chemicals back then, but we didn't have the genetically modified seeds as much as we do now, and it was just, what was wrong with it? Why did it need to? It wasn't broken. Why did they feel they needed to fucking fix it?
This is the way it's designed to work, to keep
Right,
you
and
afraid and upset and
it's
crazy all
population
the time.
control. That's what
Yeah,
it is. It's
pretty much. Yeah.
population control.
Well,
Yeah,
and it's
how
also control of those that are growing the food because
Right.
I was talking with a friend the other day about how used to tear down buildings and stuff just to get wood or whatever because yeah, lumber from older buildings is a lot better than the shit you get now.
Right.
And it was amazing the things we would find in the walls of some of these old houses. And I found a complete newspaper from 1934. And so, in the middle of tearing this house down, I'm sitting on my ass in a pile of rubble, lath and plaster and all that shit, reading a newspaper from 1934 and reading the grain prices. And the grain prices were higher than what they are now. But that was prior to the government getting involved and controlling the prices of the grain. And the way they do that is they pay you to put land in CRP, which is a crop rotation program. That's what CRP stands for. And what people don't realize, and what I shared with an awful lot of farmers several years ago when I still worked at the grain elevator, was that CRP, you guys need to read your fine print. Because that 5 years you've got your land in CRP, yeah, sure, you're getting a government check, which, you know, the joke around here is how do you double a farmer's income? You put your ground in CRP. But, you know, and that's why their caps are rounded so much so they can stick their head in their mailbox and see if that government check showed up. But, and there's a lot of farmers out here that get those. But what they didn't realize is when you read that fine print, anytime during that 5-year time span, if the government deems it necessary to come in and take that land for the good of the government or of the people, they can just take that land because they've already paid you for it. And farmers didn't realize that. And when I showed them a link, Taking Liberty, which explains a lot of that stuff, and this is shit that started, it actually started in the 60s, but it really started getting a foothold in the 80s. You know, that Taking Liberty outlines how a lot of this stuff, how the wetlands got started, and all of these other things started getting designated by the government. And that was all due to people signing up for a government program and not reading the fine print and finding out later that the government can now step in and take it and say, oh, but you didn't read the fine print. You signed off on this. We already paid you. So it's amazing what's out there if you dig for it.
Yeah. Well, they use eminent domain all the time too, and that to me is just wrong.
Yeah, eminent domain is bullshit. And
That's bullshit, and but they do it, you know. Oh, eminent domain. We have eminent domain. It's like, fuck you.
I've got
You
eminent
know?
domain because I'm sitting on this property right now. Move my ass.
And it's sad that, like, in my case, because of whatever, you know, the state and various other things, laws or statutes or whatever, I am not able to own this land that this house sits on. I own the property that it's on the land, the real estate, but
Yes.
I do not own the actual property.
No.
No,
No.
I don't have a land patent. I don't have a Lloydal title. You can't get that in Wisconsin. The only thing I could do is get a land patent, but I guarantee you it would be a pain in the fucking ass to try to get it. And it would cost a lot of freaking money, and I probably I wouldn't be successful. So,
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
I mean, the only way to really do it is if you live in the boonies and you go through the whole court process and make it happen. But since I'm like in a city, in the city limits here, you know, my odds of being able to purchase the land, the actual land, I would not be successful.
Yeah. And see,
Hey, Grimdork, how you doing?
there's a Grimdork here. Woo woo.
Woo!
Squirrel. I felt like talking. Ah.
Seeing out here in this little two blinker that I live in,
Mm.
I don't know if I could get all of that to this. I mean, it's an unincorporated little village,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, the way the roads are maintained and all that fun stuff is there is a farmer that goes through in the and blades the roads occasionally and stuff like that, and he gets compensated by the county for doing that. But other than that, we really don't have a government that you got to deal with. People go, "Oh, I don't want to live over there because you got this property and that property that's trashy." Well, yeah, that's part of having to deal with it. But because I on either side of me, to the east and to the west, I got people that got junk cars in their yards. So it's like, wee ha. But that's where they live, and if I don't want to look at that, then I look to the north or to the south. That's just pretty much the way I look at it.
Right.
It's where they live, and if they're comfortable living like that, and actually the one to the east is selling a lot of that stuff off and getting rid of it because she wants to be able to sit out in her front yard of an evening and have a frosty beverage and not have to worry about snakes, which that's the problem when you have a bunch of junk in your yard is you have to worry about snakes.
Yep.
Speaking of snakes, have you completely pulled out of that race, or are you just not going to invest money to advertise to get the seat?
I'm not spending money to advertise to get the seat. No,
Oh, okay.
I did fill out the questions,
Hmm?
and they took a mug shot of me out there on standing out there in the middle of the street and shit. But and I
Wanted,
don't know if
dead or
it's in the news.
alive.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the newspaper or not. I didn't get a paper because we have a
Oh.
weekly paper out here. That's how big we are. But
Mhm.
yeah,
But
the
you're
election.
still involved, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Grimmy says I sound like I'm under a waterfall. Yeah, hon,
How
I
nice.
keep hearing that, and I don't know where in the hell it's coming from. But
I
Maybe
don't hear it.
your shirt's on too tight. Loosen it a little bit.
oh, it's
Yeah,
just
that's what
yeah.
I do. I loosen my clothes, and my
No, well,
Oh, okay.
we're not getting a couch, so whatever.
Well,
wow.
yeah, I'm not spending money on it. The election or the yeah, everybody
Oh,
goes
okay.
to vote for the primary
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Well,
And
keep me posted because I haven't asked you about that in like 2 weeks.
oh, I'll let you know on Wednesday. I'll let you know
Yeah, but then I don't
on
find
the
out
rocket
till
chair.
Thursday. I'm always the last to know.
Well, I won't know until Tuesday evening anyway, and I pretty much know. I mean, just from
Yeah,
seeing all of my opponent's signs all over the
yeah.
place,
Uh,
that
I got a dork question for you, Mary.
what's
Check
that?
this shit out, right? What time is it?
11:55 Grammy
Oh,
time, which
right.
is the
Now,
universe.
that means it's 6:55 my time. Okay?
Yeah.
But whatever we're doing is happening at the same time, but we're 7 hours apart.
Wow. That's kind of
Huh?
cool.
Huh? It how I know it made sense because, they've crammed all this knowledge down my throat. But then I took it a step further and I went, but how does it feel? Like if you equated it to being a pair of shoes, that would be like a really bad pair of shoes. But yeah, a pair of shoes.
Huh?
I had a dork moment. Sorry. Yeah, just
I'm
add
sitting
pipe
here.
load.
I'm looking at my shoes that I just kicked off when I came in from the garden, and I'm going, okay, they're muddy. They're a little on the dampish side because while I was
Oh,
out there watering and Bubba took the hose away from me, and so I kind of got watered too.
yeah. No, the radio gods are looking down. It says it goes away when Flash speaks and gains amplitude in his silence. Is that good or bad? I hear an echo on myself.
Uh,
Hello, hello, hello. Anyway,
oh, and it's 3 a.m. Dork Bees time. Wow,
yeah.
girlfriend, you
Wow.
are up late.
She's way ahead of us. So you're into my yesterday, and I'm in today, and
B is in tomorrow, but we're all having it at the same time. And I don't really get how that works. It's strange that we live like that to me
It's
somehow.
it's cosmic, man.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
I don't know.
groovy.
Okay.
All right. I consider myself to be very subjective the way that I look at life. And if something I see, um, if it's that baffling or that boring, then I try to figure out why. And
Ah,
certain topics hit me that way. Just because the rest of you believe something, I'm not always so quick to go along with it. Now there's like, whoa, there was this big thing about the world being round or flat, right? And the argument died down. It'll come back again. I guess the Republicans and the Democrats got all the attention right now. Oh, and I come up with a great damn Trump acronym, and nobody liked it. So my feelings were hurt. I was a sad little dork. Boo hoo, boo hoo.
I gotta mute for a second, guys. I'll be right back, though.
okay.
She
All right.
she's gonna go organize the farm.
Uh,
And
Tender
anyway,
boys.
I was just, well, you got a rant. I figured I'd rant too. I didn't know if my rant was gonna actually go anywhere. Sometimes they don't. I just think random shit for no particular reason, and have the ability to spew it out to a captive audience. Kind of like a dictator. Maybe that's what this is practice for when I take over something.
I actually have a picture of a dictator.
Uh-oh.
It's a tater
Is
that looks like a dick.
Oh, well,
It's
'cause,
just a little one, though.
yeah, there's a guy in Connecticut saying, "Don't they all?"
Oh yeah.
Never mind. It's
Yep. Well,
one
they all
flew
do.
over the cuckoo.
Who flew over
I
the
was
cuckoo?
I
I
was
I didn't
I
fly
was
over it.
pitching around you that time. Let's see. Do we have any interesting dork topics? You've been pretty much doing the farm, and that's pretty dorkish, I think. That qualifies. The people that feed us, that get absolutely treated like shit by everybody. The
Yeah.
farmer. Oh, fuck yeah. Come on. The bankers fuck them, and we bitch about the shit they do while we eat and go, hey, you guys aren't doing a good enough job. Grub, 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 grub. Hey, bring me another plate. These fucking farmers suck, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
And
well, see,
really
you
that.
don't understand, Flash, that
Oh, I
food
know.
comes from the grocery store. And you need to stop
Really?
being so damn mean to those cows and get your meat where everybody else does, where they grow it in the meat freezer.
Okay. Yes, dear. Wow. Yeah, when a woman starts talking crazy like that, I just say, yes, dear, and go
You know,
go
I
back to my original thought.
I
Okay.
was really good at saying yes, dear, for an awful lot of years, and then I got to the point where it was like, you know what? It doesn't make a shit bit of difference if I say yes, dear, or do what he asks or not. So I'm just gonna get the hell out of this shit. And
Uh-huh.
now I say yes, dear, to everybody,
But do
and
you
just
mean it?
most of the time, no.
Mm.
Most of the time,
Now,
I go about my business, do my thing, saying
me
yes,
and,
dear, all the way. There's a song in there somewhere. It's a country song, I'm sure.
me and my wife disagree about quite a few key points on this sheet. You right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's one main thing, the main things that are important, those things we agree about. And then the petty shit, that's all personal opinion. It doesn't really, we found a way to not let it balance into the equation. So to, well, I was going to fluff up Cirque a little bit because, she plays the game like you do and gets labeled a lot by people that don't know her. And she keeps her cool all the time. And I've seen a few people go off on her about it. And it's just like, wow. Because she doesn't start fights. I live with her, I know.
Yeah.
So when I see people getting defensive against her, they always have to understand that it's English is her second language. So sometimes she writes English in Danish thought and doesn't translate exactly the way to an American, say, that reading English as it would to a Dane reading English. It's a different thinking process.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had to live with this to learn to understand it. We started out in a disagreement from the beginning. That really wasn't a disagreement. It looked like one until you talked about it. And then oh, okay. And then we got past that and found out we're each into art. And then the rest is here.
See? Isn't it funny
Right.
that the things that most people go, really? Those are and that I think people don't really realize that it really is the little things that make the strongest connections.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
Well, you know,
I had to. My friend took a friend of his, my son's friend, just picked him up.
wow.
So I had to say goodbye to my kid.
Ah.
She's a nice mom.
Yes, she is.
Hmm.
Sometimes.
I read about those.
I was one for a while there. Oh, hey, I'm hearing just an echo. Yoo-hoo.
Really?
Well, now when you got back, Miss Moose,
Oh,
it
no.
all began.
Well,
The
no, it's
beginning
like
of the end was obvious to them all when the Moose Girl returned. It was a cold and shivery Saturday afternoon in the cabin.
Well, I could jump off if it's
Oh,
messy.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I'm fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I I felt like talking too, man. That's why I do this shit. Oh, hey, I got a question for you two girls, right?
okay.
Okay.
All right, because I think Saturday I was saying earlier, Saturday's not a good day to do a radio show. This is more, there's a group of us that are familiar with each other, and we pop in and out when there's time. Time is made available because you got life,
Right. Yeah.
right? Okay, but I'm lucky because I like to spend my Saturday at the house, so I'm exactly where I want to be already, right? And it's my Saturday evening. So Cirque takes the dog out for a little walk and lets me sit here and talk to you guys for a bit.
Ah.
Well, you're Americans.
Yeah.
You understand me way better than she ever will.
Oh, hey, 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 hey.
Right.
Don't be throwing that shit at me.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Don't be
Well-
saying I understand you. Gee-yaw. How scary
you know
is
what
that?
You understand the thinking value systems that I had beaten into me. You have them beaten into you, and Moose has had them beaten into her. And at some point in your guys' experience in all this shit, you point out that there was a time where you just said no more. I'm gonna be compliant to a point, but
Right.
no, I'm not giving you the respect that goes with it. But I'll play your fucking game, and that's a lot more than I can do. I couldn't do that. I had to leave.
Yeah. Leaving isn't the answer, though. I mean,
Well, not
no
for
one wants to
everybody.
Just leave. I
Right.
mean,
Circumstances, all right, and you got to figure each person has a path to life too. And
right.
my path was taking me first to Scotland, and then now I'm in Denmark, and who knows, what could happen anyway. The world, everybody's up in arms about negatives and the economy, and this guy's dick is bigger than that guy's dick, and he wants to kill him because he's getting all the good-looking girls, and just stupid shit. And these fucking
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't even tell you the truth about what they're really fighting about. And then they drag all the kids into it and call it a war and all that nonsense. But we got this little dork table thing going on, and I thought, would it be worth adding another table night, like a Monday night or something? Or not even a Monday night, because I'd have to do it my Monday night, which would be your Monday day. But if you wanted to hear it, you could turn it on.
I don't know. It'd be cool for someone else.
Well,
Uh,
no, I'm not expecting you guys to do anything. I'm just saying, do you think it's worth another show a week?
I
'Cause
don't
what
know.
what I really want to do is get other people doing the stuff. That would really make me a happy guy.
Yeah, if more people would just, you know, get the software and just do it.
Yeah.
Because, I
Break the
mean, that's
fear.
pretty much all I did, and I
Yeah.
didn't even really get the software. Aunt set me up with the software, and it's like, dude, I have no freaking clue what I'm going to do. I don't
Right.
know.
So
I just
what?
turned on the software and blah.
That's what that's what we did, and then we invited Moose, and it's like, what are we doing? I don't know. I ain't got any idea. Do you? I just
Moosey
say
does.
what I think at the moment.
A
Well,
lot of people don't want to do this.
yeah,
They
it's
just want to
difficult.
listen. They just want to sit back and enjoy and listen. They don't want to. They're just. Some people are just shy, or some people just,
Yeah.
you
But
know, whatever the reason.
You and Grim are funny together because of your timing and your topics.
Yeah, we have a good rapport.
It's yeah. And then I do this thing here with Mary sometimes, just me and Mary, and I feel very very comfortable. But I did it 1 week alone, and I had to beg Vince to come on at the end to help me get through the last half hour. I don't know, get stage fright or something stupid. And where there's other people, I'm okay, but when I'm alone, it's all that individual standing your own ground shit over my life. Where I got past it, and now it's like instead of it being a place to be, it's like the last place I want to be is standing alone and self-sufficient. Fuck all that. I'd rather have some people around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I didn't used to be that way. I used to want to stand my own ground, and I'll take care of myself, and I'll fuck all that shit now. And I can't believe I lasted this long in life. So I figured to adjust me would be easier than trying to adjust the rest of the world.
That's
'Cause
usually
I would
works, yeah.
I would hold this fucking planet hostage, and my three demands need to be met, and that's all that would be it. But I'd get laughed out, so nobody would take me seriously. It's a shame. And my three demands of people on Earth is quit lying, don't kill each other, and grow hemp. There you go. Hey, baby, what's up? So, then everybody's inside a 6 months period from the time you initiate this great plan I have, you have a physical proof that the plan that you're on is going to work because you've had time to grow hemp, manufacture it into what you need, and use it to process things and start the change. And they're all consumed with profits and money, and fuck you. There's a better way. There's got to be a better way than what we do.
Yeah. Well, and that's where you need to have people that step up and start setting an example. Because we've got lots of negative examples out there. And a lot of those examples, people are going, oh, but that's my bad example over there, and it's my bad example ain't near as bad as your bad example. So instead of doing that shit, why don't you step up and go, hey, I'm doing this, and it's working for me, and look, I'm happy. And yeah, you can see that it really is working for me. You might want to try some of the things that I'm doing, and just kind of, I think that's how we're going to, but it's not going to be an overnight thing. Because, man, if you do a massive overnight shift,
Let me
there's going to
ask
be
you a
an awful
question.
lot of chaos.
But let me ask you a question, okay?
What?
I think it's very simple. All right. Although it took you years to get where you are today, Mary,
Uh-huh.
or Moose. I don't know if Moose started out this way years ago. I have no gauge to judge that. You have told me, but uh, where I was like where I was trying to go to with it is there's something that gets people's attention in a way that shows them what's going on, and we need to figure out what the most attractive way to do that is. And the truth, and people go, "Oh, the hard truth." Well, maybe that's not
It's not going
on
to ever be attractive. It's going to be
right.
ugly,
No
Yeah.
matter what.
brutal. It's never going to be
All right.
attractive.
But
Okay,
it
give me an
needs to be
example.
less unpleasant than what they've already got. That's the only way
Right.
you can get people to change, is to make whatever they're, or have them
How?
realize that
Okay, how
wherever
do you
they're
tell
at,
the
Affect their comfort level.
yeah, yeah, that's the only way you can get them, is to affect their comfort level.
Give me
Yep.
an example of a like of a situation that you've been in where you've used some of this knowledge so I can use it too. Because if it's working, that's what we need to use this radio for, is to connect with people so they can learn this is what the truth is about this situation. And if you want law, you go to how, and and get this get the word out to more people. Basically, the desperate time's coming. I mean, they're not yet desperate, but they're going to be. They've been warned. Everybody's been told. They've threatened you with everything from BET cards working to martial law and everything in the middle. So you know they're going to do something. You just don't know what it is or when it is. And it keeps people on a level of fear that's impossible to be comfortable at.
Yeah.
That's why we're always fighting with each other, because all this anger, because we're being shoved around mentally by a small group of
No,
people.
what it is, we're being backed into a corner. People are backed into a corner. Most people don't like the government, but yet they're
Yeah.
like, well, I don't really like the government, but yeah, we gotta have it. It's something we have to have. So you just gotta deal with it, make the best of it. It's like, I'm not good enough with that answer. I don't like that. That don't work for
Okay,
me.
so what does, okay, that's what I'm asking. We know what doesn't work for you guys, because I've been talking to you guys for a while now, right? So I'm clear on the knots. What I don't know is if it could change to something else, what would you suggest it change to and how? Because I don't have any idea how to initiate anything that would actually get a change. I just know I want one. And my demands are too ridiculous for the modern day man to comprehend them.
I know. We're both just kind of going,
Well, the answer has to be very simple because we're all so simple minded today.
but the
It's just you gotta erase this. People have to erase this belief in authority that they have. That is the root of it. You have to stop thinking that you need this authority over you to tell you what the fuck to do and when to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's
There
the
you-
authority over you.
Yes.
It's not necessarily the belief in authority, because I have authority over my life.
Right.
You have authority over yours. But the belief in someone else having authority over you,
Right.
that's the rub.
You have to get rid of that. People have to get rid of that mindset.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. I mean, people have been indoctrinated and brainwashed, and
Of course, I was.
lies have been forced down their throats for generations. And
Yeah,
so
I-
it's
I
very
was one
hard
of
to
them.
undo all that.
Yeah.
You know,
See, and to me, the way you change it is, and like that farmer story I was telling you about, with the farmer that was looking for corn seed that is not Roundup ready.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking with him for years about, a lot of the stuff that I see and all that other fun stuff, and pointing things out to him. And sometimes he would just kind of laugh at me like, oh, you're a crazy person, adjust that tinfoil hat. And sometimes, but he had a health issue that came up. And I gave him some of my vitamins, my natural vitamins that I do, and then I also gave him some of my essential oils to try to see if that would help. Well, he found some other products that he really likes as well. And once he started on that path and getting himself healthy and taking responsibility for how well his body is, then he started reading up on some of this other shit and started taking the initiation for himself. And that's what you need to do, is you need to
Yep.
just show people, take a little bit of personal responsibility, and don't try and sell them something. Share it with them. Just say, hey, this is what I'm doing and it works for me. You want to try some of it? Here, try some of it. See how it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you're not out anything.
Well,
Right.
are you ready for a growth moment, Miss Mary?
Hun, the only growth moments I will have now is either out or mentally. And I
Well,
don't prefer the out one because my clothes is. I don't want to have to
well,
buy new clothes.
I, I wanted to get in a little rant on my shared illusion thing.
Okay, go for it.
Well, earlier I was mentioning to you that we we all see, like we were talking, we all see the same thing, but we come out at the end of it with a different result sometimes. And then there are times where we all look at the same thing and see the same thing. Well, what about those times where you can't see anything? You're just trusting people's word.
That's when you go by feel.
Okay, so the subjective part of you comes forth, right?
Well, that's. And see, that was when I shared a Mark Passio video the other day, which I think it
Mm.
was Hans said something about Mark Passio has gone off the deep end, which, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I've listened to some of his more recent stuff, and wow, yeah. And I think a lot of that is because he's just so freaking frustrated because he's got all of this information in his brain and he wants to share it and he wants to help people and nobody's fucking paying attention. So I can hear the frustration in him. I recognize it in myself as well at times. But what Mark Passio was saying in that video, which I thought was very key that a lot of people need to understand, in order to actually affect some kind of change, you have three areas that you need to focus on. You need to think, you need to feel, and you need to act. You need to involve the mind, you need to involve the heart, and you need to involve your gut. And your gut is also the part, your intuitive part, that tells you something ain't right here. Which I always wondered why it says something's rotten in Denmark. Where in the hell did that shit come from? Which, yeah, squirrel. But you need to engage all three of those areas in order to be able to, I think, be a fully functioning human being and not be a total butt munch. Because there's so many people that go just on logic, so many people that go just on gut. Some people
Mm.
combine the two, but there's so few out there that actually get the heart involved, that actually care enough to
Mm.
try to do something better, to make themselves better, and then in turn make their area better. So, and that's where caring, which he considers that the all-encompassing unifying field. When you consider all the unifying, he considers care as in what you care about is what you focus on, and that's what you put out. So, okay, I'm done with my metaphysical rambling, but
Well, I came to that same decision. My intentions will bring me my results. That's the way I look at it.
yes.
Because if I wanted to go out and get drunk and end up in a fight with somebody over who the best rock band ever was, I could do that. But it's self-defeating. So to be able to make that decision in life is kind of cool. They call it getting old,
Uh,
but
or
it's using
taking
your
responsibility for your words and deeds.
yeah. Well, where does the responsibility? Well, I don't know. See, it's avoiding just okay. Like my moving to Denmark in the long run from North Carolina, right?
Hmm.
You guys recognize the boundaries to a level of reality that I'm trying to escape. I don't want to give these fucking pricks any credence. I don't want to recognize their America or their Denmark or their London. I don't even want to, I don't care. I want to be able to look at it and try to be objective. You know? Does that make sense to you? I mean, as women, because women and men do basically think a little differently. So I'm probably not throwing an easy one at you.
Well, it does make sense. It's one of those things, and
Yeah. But you'll
that's
see
part
it
of
different.
the in touch with your emotions is usually deemed as the feminine side, and the logic
Yeah.
part is deemed as the male side. So when you can combine those two and make them balance out, Does that kind of answer?
Well, I would assume the way that it happens to me is it happens. It's not like a project where I do this to accomplish that. It's just the results of a thought. There's nothing really there. It's all imaginary. It's that shared illusion thing that we live in, and it really has a real deep way of controlling the way you behave. Like, I'll get into a pissy, grumpy mood for a day after, reading this horrible shit on the internet. And you don't know it's horrible shit until you read it. So there you go.
Yeah.
And my interpretation of horrible shit might be the best thing that you ever saw in your life. For like my interpretation of the feminist movement and all that horse shit to you as a female might not be what I feel it is, because you're looking at it from a different perspective, and I'm looking at the ones that are acting idiotic and making a farce out of it, and it's just sad that we get pushed around like that. And even as much as I'm aware of it, I still do it on a
Yeah.
mental, and not necessarily in I'll voice my opinion. Usually I'll just keep my mouth shut about it because I don't care enough to have an opinion about it.
See, and
And people,
that's where caring comes in. You have to care about something in order to actually
yeah,
act on it.
right, agreed. I'm agreeing with you. Okay, cool. There's no damn gender split at the Dork Table, motherfuckers. We've conquered the final division in life is the gender split, known as you got one or you got two. And I know they want to add all kinds of other players to this, but no, those people are spectators in the real world and can leave us alone. Thank you. I have spoken.
I just had one of those weird dork moments where I just realized you got to have a fucker in order to have a mother, and then you make a motherfucker.
I don't know. Yeah. See, if if the if we weren't taught all the bullshit and we were actually taught the truth, whatever the truth is, there are people that have manipulated it and it morphed into other shit accidentally. It was a byproduct of a bad idea from the beginning, but it was an agreed upon, idea.
Well, yeah,
Well, here,
because
I'll
it
start
looked
the
good
argument.
on paper.
Like the Constitution. Okay. And I'm sure Moose is going to be pissed at me because my interpretation of it and hers seem to be two different things. And I don't want to start a fight. I'm just voicing my opinion, and you don't have to agree with it to be buddies with me. I mean, we can look at the same thing and get to a different answer. That doesn't rock a friendship to me.
No.
So, but I thought maybe I pissed her off like a week or two back, or I'm misreading something that I don't know. Anyway, so you have this Constitution, right? Well, I didn't sign it. Why does my entire fucking adult existence depend on this one particular document that for some fucking mystery reason I can't access without a lot of fucking money to go to the Supreme Court and use it? Anybody got an idea? This is the Dork Table.
Wow, that's just kind of, I can get that, but then again, there's kind of in order to have some kind of a society, and I know this is just kind of a group think throwing out there thing, but in order to have some kind of society, you have to have some kind of definition of what your society is based on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so,
I understand. Yeah.
but the
I do.
Constitution does not give you anything. The
No.
Constitution merely stipulates where, it does a Gandalf thing.
Right, but the
You
government
you shall not pass, or you shall go no further, kind of thing, to the
Okay.
whatever government, whatever.
Okay, I have to interject because I am not a fan of fucking Constitution.
Hey, okay.
I don't know why you
wasn't
thought
sure.
that, but no,
because
I am not a fan.
Wait. Because
all.
well, then
So,
let me tell you.
whatever.
Whoa. I'll tell you. I misread something, and I thought you got pissed off at me about something, so I thought it was that because that's one of the things that I
No,
was real open.
that wasn't it.
Misunderstood. No. okay, but there was something where I pissed you off and made you mad at me, right?
I got irritated last week. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was. Okay, it's something else, but see,
Okay,
you can
no,
be
I got
mad at me.
irritated because
Yeah,
you used to live in the US and you
yeah.
moved to Denmark, which is great. It's wonderful for you. It's
No, I
just
moved
not
to Scotland.
feasible in a reality for everybody, and just moving away isn't the answer. And to
Oh yeah, I know.
talk to us poor motherfuckers, sorry motherfuckers that gotta still live in the US and put up with this bullshit,
Yeah,
to talk
I
about
understand.
yourself like, well, I left the US, so blah blah blah. And it's
Well,
like,
I'm sorry you took it
it's
that way.
great for you, but that is not the answer for everybody. I mean, and even
No,
though
the
you moved to
answer is
Denmark,
what
you're
you're
still
doing.
dealing with the fucking government. You didn't escape any government by moving to Denmark.
No, I didn't say I did.
Yeah, I know, but
I
I'm
said
just saying
we're
the
all the
answer is
same.
not just to move away and then put down everyone else that's fucking still fucking living here.
Okay, you obviously did not hear the part where I was very clear about we're all equally the same, just one butt nugget next to another in this fucking game. It's all the same for everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
and location
Okay.
really doesn't make that I mean, it makes a
Well,
difference, but
yeah,
not
it
that much.
does. But when I left 4 years ago, it was nothing like what you guys say it's like today. And that's in 4 years, 5 years now, in September. And that used to be my home. Okay. I was so disappointed to hear free speech zones. I never heard of that in my fucking life.
It's stupid. The thing with the Constitution, it's basically, there might be good things in there.
Can't use it until the SCOTUS.
No, but
It's
it's
not good in
basically,
admiralty
it's
court.
been destroyed.
Yeah, it's not even used in
It's
admiralty
been
court. It doesn't
destroyed
matter.
by
Yeah.
the Patriot Act, by the
Yeah.
TPP, by the
Yep.
freaking the other one, whatever the hell it's called. It's
Yeah.
been destroyed. It's never been followed or adhered to,
Mm.
No.
and it never was written. It when it was written for the people that wrote it. It wasn't written for
No,
all the
for
rest of us
everybody else.
motherfuckers. It was written
Right.
for the people that wrote the document. Okay,
Yep.
that's who
Duh.
it was written for.
Yep.
So, and we've been
How do
lied
I-
to about it
Yes. Okay. There you go.
since its inception. We've been lied to about the Constitution.
About everything.
Oh god,
Yeah.
they started subverting the Constitution before the frickin' ink was dry.
Right, exactly. So that's my thought on the Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay. And my thought in America is I had a really good life there once that you cannot live today anymore. And that period of time is gone. It'll never come back. And there's a lot of people that they didn't get to live through it.
And see,
It was
that's
a-
you can say that for everywhere though, and I'm not
Right.
dissing that or anything. It's just that you can look back and like the old
Okay.
West days or something,
Well,
and that
but-
time frame will never. So I guess I'm more along the lines of okay, I had lots of things that I can't live that life anymore, but I can live this life. And I can
Yes.
choose how I want this life to go.
Right.
Granted, I have to interact with others, but I can choose to an extent.
I was thinking about the end of the 60s, say 1969. I was, 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
And we had Halloween. I grew up in a suburb of LA. So there was 10,000, house to house to house to house, street after street, huge area. And we would go trick or treating with a pillowcase. And if you're out long enough, you could fill the damn thing up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's how I grew up. But when I was in North Carolina, Halloween had turned into these commandos following their kids in trucks in the street, so nothing happens to them on Halloween.
Yeah. And you know what it's
What?
changed to out here now?
Well, wait a minute.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. All right, and to clear, because I understand exactly how Moose thought I was saying what I was saying, and there's a lot of shit in the middle that I leave out because it's like family crap and whatnot like that that started this journey that I didn't even want to go on in the first place. It was I went to Scotland against my will to please other people. It wasn't because I wanted to go any fucking where. But I got lucky to get the fuck out of where I was. And I can look back and see the changes from 2011 to today. And those crazy fucking people in North Carolina, their idea of important is to vote on a toilet for certain, I don't know, people with sexual preferences.
No, but
And
like you said, like we've said, and Mary has said, we're all on our own path.
yeah, oh yeah,
You know,
mine's
we're all on
weird.
our own journey, and
Yeah,
no one journey is better than another journey or whatever. You know, life circumstances happen and shit happens, and you got to adapt and just live your
Howard.
life the best you
Okay,
can. You know,
have you lived in a big city in the
I
last
I
couple
grew
of
up in
years?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay. How are those people gonna? They're not gonna survive
No,
anything
there's gonna be
tragic
a
that
lot of
happens.
if
Yeah.
the economy were to collapse,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
major city is the worst place
Yeah.
possible you can frickin'
Yeah.
be.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
That's
pretty good here because I'm in a
shit.
smaller community. It's a college town. It's pretty. We're pretty nice here, helpful. You know, I mean, it it'll be different here than it will be in a major city for sure. A major
Exactly.
city is
Yeah.
definitely
Small.
not where you want to be.
Right. Small community. That's what I found out through my
Right.
travels to Scotland was once I actually lived in a small community for 2 years. I finally and then I was kind of old, so it was hard to learn all this shit. It was kind of forced on me, and I realized that the small community was the place that you wanted to be. That's going to thrive, where the big city is just gonna you're gonna be absorbed and assimilated like the Borg, and you're
Right.
just a
And
tool.
it's just so different in the cities. They're so like it's so much
Yeah,
traffic and
yeah,
so much
yeah.
just hustle and bustle all the time and you it's so many stressors. Like you wake up in the morning, you get ready to go to your job and you got to deal with all this fucking major gridlock on the freeway. You're fucking
Yeah.
stressed out. It's fucking hot. You're freaking in a hurry all the time. I mean,
And those are
it's
the people
yeah.
that think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're offended because I feel fortunate to get out of that, well, I'm sorry it
No,
bothered
I'm
you.
not
Maybe my
offended that you
delivery
feel
could have been a
fortunate
little
to get
better.
out of that. I'm just
Yeah.
was talking about,
No, anybody could do it. It
you
just
know,
takes a level of, I don't know, you got to turn something off to do it.
Yeah, but that's
It's not
that's
easy.
where one size does not fit all. There is
right.
Yeah,
no, and
exactly.
everybody keeps. That's one thing when I start going off on a rant or something like on
Yeah.
Facebook or on several other sites that I go onto, and they go, "Well, what's the fix? How you gonna fix shit?" And it's like,
Right.
really, seriously, you're asking me? There is no one fix. There is
Right.
no one fix because there's no
Well,
such
good.
thing as one size fits all.
Well, the point that I was more leaning towards making between me and Moose is that, whether my description of whatever, my bragging if it insulted her, yeah, it's just me talking anyway. So, I'm not
Right.
talking for any, well, but we're good enough that we can sit down and you can tell me, oh, you said this and it pissed me off. Wow. Think about how cool that really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, and I'm getting an opportunity to live up to the things that I tell you I can do because and they're not valuable because they don't piss you off. They're just valuable in a different way that we're not taught is value.
Yeah.
So to be free enough with somebody to just come right out and go, well, you sounded you're talking blowing up your own ass about. No,
I didn't
actually,
say that, by the way.
well, no, no, no. But okay, that's how it just like what I said translated to you,
Yeah.
and I'm saying this. It, I'm very fortunate in life for some fucking reason. I've always been lucky to get one step ahead of the law, so to speak. Before some shit happens, I could usually escape, and it's been life. And here I am, 56 now, and I still got a good life.
And see,
And
isn't it?
most
Isn't it
Yeah.
cool that you can, you can, those are the wonderful people, the ones that are not yes people all the time, the ones that
Yeah.
just kind of go, okay, yeah, well, I think you're full of shit. You're surrounded by
Yeah.
people that will actually tell you what they
Say
think. That's
so.
Right.
wonderful.
Okay. Now,
Well, and that's how you work out and work out through
yeah,
differences, and that's how you
right.
get to a point of being able to agree to disagree with
Yeah.
somebody.
So
Yeah,
we make
You
this the
know,
normal. Yeah. How does this become the
right?
normal behavior?
it's called
Because
adulting.
Because
yeah,
I
we
don't
did.
have any issues with you personally, Flash. I
No, I know
was
that.
just commenting on how I felt
Which
based
is what
on,
you're supposed to do, and
right,
especially here, because that's why I pitched this thing, is that you could come here and say whatever's on your fucking mind, and if you get butthurt about it, that's you. That's butthurt. Nobody else gives a fuck.
right,
It's all you. It's all about you, Moose. It's not my. This doesn't have anything to do with you
right.
until collide. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
I'm a dork. I have terrible social skills. I don't seem to have an empathetic display of character when it comes to talking about how I feel about shit. You know, I think Trump's the rash under my prick.
Yeah.
And it's just the way I feel about it. Whether he's the puppet that sits in the chair, Monsanto's still going to do what Monsanto's going to do.
Right.
So all this crap is just to entertain us and sell insurance and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Did you know that there are inventors that have done, I mean, incredible inventions? I was on the beta site, we put a few things up, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a water pump. And what about that bicycle you come up with?
Isn't that just sweet? That is so
The desi-
cool.
And it's designed for the lazy fucker that doesn't want to do it. It's got a built-in, hey, look, you can kick back and do this shit
I
in
know.
it.
Well, it's just a recumbent bike basically, but you can sit there and either read while you're doing this, or you can watch the fucking boob tube. And if the boob tube starts going a little dim, you pedal a little harder, Mister Squirrely in the cage. Whatever. But I thought it was cool as hell.
Right. And it'd be good for us.
Yeah.
Anything that's good for you, we're not doing it. Okay? To start with the food, go to the water, go to the medicine. There you go. 3 out of 3. Then you want to get to the banking? Let's talk about money. No, let's not. How about the leadership? How about no leadership? What
Yeah.
if we had a society where the individual was responsible for their self, and if you did the 10 things that they didn't approve of, then you were cast to Australia to go live in the desert.
Yeah, but then the people in Australia that live in the desert would go, "We don't want those stupid fuckers here."
Wouldn't be
You
the
know,
problem
so.
with society. Well, there you go. So you give them a couple of $100 for their inconvenience, and you tell them to have a nice day. Just like whenever you get out of any other prison.
Yeah.
It's funny how that slave mentality was sold to us the way it was, and the results of it are they're embarrassing.
Well, and it's been thousands of years that this has been going on. If you really want to look at it, it has been thousands
So
of
right,
years.
right, right. So why pick one particular race and then make them the face of slavery and talk about that for 50 years when that's not true either?
Yeah.
I mean, all of the truths of our living, beliefs are all based on lies, but they're truths. But their explanations are bullshit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They'll say something that, well, yeah, that's real. Yes, black people were slaves. I'm not fucking stupid. I understand that, but it's not the way we were sold it was. And well, now they're starting to discuss it more openly in public, and
Yeah,
because some
because
things
the
math, like the Holocaust, some things don't make sense. I was 10 years old and I thought, 6 million Jews? Are you fucking kidding me? And they shut me right up right away. So I abandoned that. I left that. Didn't even go back to look for it.
yeah, and they do that for a reason.
But I remember, yeah, but I remember being a defiant 10-year-old in class, and then, no, that's not the way. Okay, we don't talk about certain things. I heard that a few times over the years.
Yeah.
Well, my mother was English. Well, is my mother's still alive, but she's English. So I grew up with a different family history being taught me than most of my peers because their parents were both American. And then, about 10 or 11, then more people from other places started to show up in the white neighborhoods.
Hey guys, I gotta jump off here.
Well,
Hey,
thanks for
Moose.
joining, Moosey. It's
Yeah,
been
thanks for
wonderful.
having me.
It's been
Anyway,
awesome.
Yeah, have a great
My-
day.
We will. You too, sweetie.
All right, thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Anyway, I heard. Hey, that's cool. Anyway, I like to get a little problem like that behind me. But you know what? People are going to hear how I speak the way they hear it, and I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, because every time there's certain phrases that you say that
Yeah.
as soon as you say them, I think Jack Nicholson.
Uh,
Because
cool.
you sound, or you sound just like
Yeah.
him, and it's
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
oh
I would-
no, don't
uh,
apologize. There's just
But,
certain phrases or certain things that you say, and you sound just like him, like from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something. And I get
Jack
the
Nicholson dork.
yeah the little There's a little dork that runs around inside of my head. And every time you do that, that little dork runs around going, laugh track, laugh track.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry that Moose. It's more the city. Yeah, I guess it could have made that more clear because I understand if you're like living like Moose or you or B or Grimner, you're a little detached from the city itself. You're not like dependent on that. But if you are and you're right in it, oh, that's not good.
No, it's
And I
not.
lived I lived in a lot of them. So wow,
I've
I'd
lived in
feel
my
like
share.
a trapped mouse. Huh?
Yeah, I've lived in my share of cities, and I
Right.
came back to small town, and I
Yeah.
came back to small town and wound up meeting the ex and having kids and raising a family, and my youngest keeps telling me, you need to get out of there, that's a hellhole. And it's like, no, 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 I like it here.
Yeah.
I really do like it here, because if I
Yeah.
didn't like it here, I could move. I could
Right.
go somewhere, but
Exactly. Yeah.
I like where I'm at. It's
Yeah.
nice and quiet, and yeah, a lot of times you get a lot of traffic going by on the highway, because the highway's not really that far from my house, but it's an old highway. It's only a 2-laner, and when people go by, you blink twice, you miss it. I mean, that's just all there is to it. This is just a little, not even a blip on the radar of the flyover country airplane. So, biggest thing we got here is the grain elevator, which I saw Chloe actually Googled that. I forget that people don't, know things that I see on a daily
Grain
basis.
elevator.
Yeah.
No, of course not. You're in the middle of nowhere. We all know. Yeah.
Hello.
Well, you
Oh, there's
forget
a
because it's
dork moment.
it's just natural for you. That's just what you see every day. But if you don't see it every day, then
Right, and that's where where my attitude and ego come out is because I'm in a really nice place. I don't know how I got here. I don't understand any of this.
yeah. Well,
Just
life is what happens after you've already paid for your reservations. So.
Yeah, it just took on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm. It does that, which that's probably one of the few things, especially with the way some of the little twisty turnies that I've had, especially in my life in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I just have to. I just really have gotten to the point where I don't necessarily believe in a God like the God of the Bible or whatever, but there is I believe an intelligent energy that I'm just going to call the universe. I think the universe is intelligent, and I think there is some kind of guidance, some kind of steering that goes on that even, it's the whole unanswered prayer thing. Sometimes you really think you want something and then the universe knows better, so it steers you another way. And it may be a suck ass way to start with, but in the long run, it winds up being totally awesome, which is how I wound up where I am right now. It's totally awesome.
Right. See, and it's your reality to
Yeah.
explain to other people the way you feel it is.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's the shared reality. It's different. It's where me and Moose weren't seeing eye to eye about something that we basically agree on.
Yeah. But
Okay?
it was because
Is-
of perceptions.
Well, that's fine. That's maybe the argument is something that people need to hear and need to see that you can get over these little petty things that bother you about other people and get to more important topics.
But is
It's
there
like,
is there anything more important than ironing out misperceptions? I don't think so. I think that's
She d-
one of
eh,
the
there
most
was-
important.
no, there was no misperception.
Yeah, there
She
was.
said,
She perceived it one
how?
way, you perceived it another way, and between the two
No,
of you there was
I-
a misperception.
I'm admitting, no, I'm admitting, looking on it, you would see ego and arrogance. Those are the two qualities that those comments hold. That's what's supposed to be there. But I didn't have to mean it anyway. It just said that's the way it worked.
Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing with her at all. I'm just saying that I'm big enough to sit down and listen to you say, well, the way I said it was rude. Oh, okay. I agree with that. Maybe I didn't give it enough thought. I don't know. I just blurt shit out of my mind. And that's okay. And if it gave her a chance to confront somebody about something that pissed her off, maybe she needs to practice, or I don't know. Maybe
Oh
she,
no,
that's
Moosey
just,
don't need to practice on confronting
then there
people.
you go. Then that's just Moose doing what she does.
Which is why we
So-
love her.
Right. Well, right. I'm saying that as I could be a victim of, oh, she didn't like something. I could turn this any fucking way I want to carry it on.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, I'm not. Come on. But she's no Tim, so it wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah.
She's way beyond all that petty shit. So I figure, oh yeah, that she's telling me my delivery sucked. And
Yeah.
I can see that. But the end result is the lesson I learned was small community is the answer to an uncomfortable existence in life. So I found one.
There you go.
That's it. And if it comes across as boastful, it's because I'm just as fucking floored as you are. I had no idea this was coming.
Isn't it cool? Now,
Well, yeah,
squirrel
well,
moment. I got to give you a
yeah.
squirrel moment because I had some notifications over on Facebook, so I went over there to look and I refreshed the page and holy shit, oh man, I am really, really very sad. We may have to have a moment of silence here. Because a library has a sign out in front of it that says, because not everything on the internet is true.
Yeah.
I need a moment of silence now, damn it.
Okay.
Because I thought
You didn't know?
everything on the internet was true.
Well, it is to somebody.
Well, because I mean, even Abraham Lincoln said something about that.
Sure, he did.
And I seem to recall reading something in a meme about Plato saying something
Yeah.
about that too, damn it. So, shit. Who are these
Well,
people in a library
know-
telling me it's not true?
Well, Mary, I get a little perturbed about that whole hero worship, the historian's version of the story bullshit
Yeah.
from the beginning, right? Well, when I meet people, I, as a natural reaction, I don't go, oh, you're a Muslim. Oh, you're a Jew. Oh, you're a Dane. And I don't categorize them. That comes later. It's not like an immediate reaction to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, I'm just curious of how I read a lot of links, or I don't read the links, but I see a lot of people put links on the internet that lean towards the aggressive towards certain culture or certain religion. And they're all equally fucked. Each and every fucking one of them. If you favor one, you favor them all. It's a trap with invisible borders, just like we got on land.
Mm-hmm.
Show me your papers. Okay. I mean,
Sorry, I'm
what?
not paper trained.
Right. Well, I am, because I traveled a lot according to the way they expect you to do it. So I complied to that. I mean, I'm not a complete villain. All I did was manage to stay out of the corporate trap and the tax structure bullshit. And, oh, and the property bullshit that they got there. Never got into any of that. So I felt really fortunate. Yeah.
And you are.
Well, yeah, but you can't tell somebody you had a good day without them not hearing you brag, because that's what the fuck it is. What do you want me to tell you? Oh, I had a shitty day, man. Everybody's nice to me, and I got a nice place to live where I get along with people, and life's good. Well, of course, if you're living amongst people that aren't happy, you're not going to be happy either, and it's hard to accept that, I think.
Well,
I don't think I would have if I was home. I think if I was home, I'd be completely against the government and doing stupid shit that would bring a lot of attention. So instead, I get to do this.
yay.
Well, yeah. I mean, Cirque doesn't want to live there, so I can't go there if because I'm married to Cirque. There you go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a Dane either, so everybody's happy.
The Danes are happy. Lou's happy. Cirque's happy. There you
Yeah,
go.
well,
See?
I'm not trying to take Denmark over and make them Americans. But the ones that are learning how to speak English at school find me quite useful, because they get to practice their English and see, does an American understand me? Wow, that's pretty good then.
I like that. And you're a dork. The
Uh,
superhero schmooze trains people to think that fixing the world is someone else's job. Here I
well,
come to save the day. Yeah, Mighty
o-
Mouse. Yeah,
okay.
the thing is, everybody says somebody ought to do something about that. Somebody ought to fix that. Somebody ought to say something. Guess what? Everybody is somebody.
Not everybody.
Everybody is somebody. Everybody.
Everybody's somebody. I remember fuck somebody and tell somebody, flash somebody, but
Yeah, I know everybody's somebody. Sometimes them everybody's just really piss me off. But you know what? I deal with it.
Ah,
I haven't gotten
whatever.
thrown in jail because I haven't done anything stupid to get my ass thrown in jail. So,
So, all right, how do you get to a point where you can just talk to people nose to nose and realize it's just the way you see an opinion anyway? I mean, none of this stuff is controversial enough for a problem to erupt. We're just disagreeing about thoughts and ideas and ways of living and crap like that. Incidentals, you know?
mm-hmm.
They're not, and from culture to culture, they change.
Yeah.
This value holds a higher standard in this country than that's. And juggling all that shit is fuck that. I won't do it. So, Moose, I just tell you, I'm not playing any games.
She knows that. She knows
No, but
that.
but yeah, I don't know. The government's the government. I hate them all equally.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not a good way to behave to people. That's a secret you should keep.
Oh,
I mean, the sad truth. I mean, nobody wants somebody around that's all negative, pissing and moaning about how fucked up life is.
well, see, that's why you just don't live your life as if that is an important element in it.
Well, the things that irritate me about America right now are the people in prison for smoking dope while states have legalized it. And wait a minute, what if from one imaginary border to another it makes it different? Are you fucking kidding me? And they got 150 million people playing these ignorant fucking word games with life liberty and the pursuit of property. And it's sad. I'm sorry I have that opinion and it insults people, but wow. Feel lucky to have gotten out of it. Because it's very disturbing the shit that I read and see on the internet about the results of American occupation.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm a dork. Yeah, which I am a dork. But the
Yeah,
political
dork, dork,
candidates
dork.
do make the same claim all the time.
Yeah.
And oh my
They're
lord, my
puppets.
mailbox has been inundated with all
Yeah.
kinds of vote for this person and vote for that person. And I
Mm.
just want I really want to tell them all, go away, get out of my face, quit wasting money, quit killing trees with all of this bullshit. I don't want it. Leave me alone. But, they seem to think that I need to see it anyway, for some stupid reason. Which it goes right in the trash, so I'm giving someone else a job.
Never mind.
Oh, well.
What?
Almost as good as Saturday Night Live. Oh, man! Hey,
What is?
we are, apparently.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you have Saturday Night Live, then you have Not Quite Ready for the Primetime Players, and then you have the Dork Table.
Yeah, but we get together on Saturdays to solve the problems of the world and make it a better and more comfortable place for everybody to exist in at the same time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
I mean,
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
why is wishful thinking weak? It's really sad. We're all backwards.
Yeah, well, it's just like people interpret kindness as weak, too.
Wait, right. Well, see, that's what I mean. We're encouraged to give a response by authority as soon as we're old enough to speak.
Yep.
And authority will beat your life until you're grown up enough to tell it to leave you alone.
Yep. Well, guess
And
what? We're out of
Yep.
time.
Bye.
Yeah. That was fast.
Moose, I love you to death. I'm glad to have somebody that like you involved in my electronic life. It's refreshing.
Yes. Well, thanks everybody for coming over to the Dork Table, listening in, playing along, all that fun stuff. I truly do appreciate it. You've been listening to Grammy Mary and Flash a Rooney Head, or Flash Dork, or Flash Zone, or whatever the hell he goes by lately. Also, thank you to the lovely Circle Dork, because, yeah, without Circle Dork, I don't know if Flash would be able to get on the radio.
Oh, without Circle Dork, I wouldn't be on the radio. I
See?
would be doing something else, but not necessarily be this.
Oh, goodness.
This is the way it all happened, man. We got to talk.
Yeah, we do. Oh, well, y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your day and weekend. Be sure to check back. Kira will be here at 4 p.m. Eastern time with The Bridge. And then Bo Diddy will be later on this evening with some bodacious tunage. Tomorrow at noon Eastern time is Grimner with the Blues